You can always check out worldsurfingleague.com to make sure you haven't missed any episodes of Inside Pro Surfing. The feature of Yago Dora will be out there very soon, of him winning his second event of his career just recently over in Europe, in Portugal. Not have the bottom of their feet burned off.
You know, surfers are a different breed, Joe.
They certainly are. First section there for M.McGillivray. Look how fun this looks. Just leans into that top turn arc, flowing through his points. Crumbling sections are welcomed when you can project on them like that.
Yago didn't want it. Matt said, fine, I'll surf it. And this was really a wave that only a regular footer could have surfed this well. That carve was just sensational, Joe. In the pocket, a lot of spray. And as you said, projecting down the line very well with a lot of speed. Smaller wave, yes, but very well served. I'm a huge fan of this opening combo, especially this carve right here, Joe. In the pocket, tight. Reminds me a little bit of Danny Wills back in the day. Much taller surfer is McGillivray, though. But he is talented, he is fast, and of course, has a lot of power in these arcs, Joe.
Gosh, I love how quickly he can change direction in a tight space, leading with the upper body, and just put so much into that frontside arc. Perfect transition off the coping here.
Oh, and then, I mean, his read in these last two sections right here.
And now Yago Dora setting up a fiery hot backhand, going upside down to start. Just giving a little bit of a teaser of what he might do against M.McGillivray today. We're
excited, aren't we, Joe? We already know what's coming right here.
Anything like that, Matty's going to try.
He does.
As he's up now, first wave of 5.33, the man from J Bay. Had a little bit of weaving to do through all those bumps on the face. Tries to clean it up with a wrapping cutback. Nice little wrap again into some cleaner water there as he just continues with that whip, looking uninterested with the end of that wave.
Second ride, this is going to be his best by a mile, Joe. Much taller wave right here on the outside. Great opening carve to start things off, up into the lift. Love that projection down the line. Keeping the flow as a goofy footer with all that white water pushing you forward is obviously difficult, but more than anything, having to regenerate speed is something that I really look at for people on the backhand out there right now. Good carve right back into the pocket. Love the way he just combines it with that beautiful arc on the backhand. And that's a tricky maneuver right there with the tide still peaking at the moment, Joe. We see him ride out completely. That is a completion for Yago right at the end. And for somebody that's also good on the rail, I feel like a lot of people don't tend to appreciate this kind of surfing from him as much because it's not something you necessarily see all the time out of the kid from Floripa.
Great rhythm and pace from Yago Dora. He said he's actually really been focusing a lot of time on improving on his backhand, and it's definitely gotten more precise and really impactful in the last couple of years.
Yeah, and working with another goofy footer. His father's a goofy footer, but Leandro da Silva, who is his current coach at the moment, is somebody who actually surfs quite like Yago, and having those kind of similarities, somebody that's really going to be honest with you and tell you as that is just a pristine arc in the pocket. It's obviously influential, but more than anything, that kind of honesty that you can have with a brother, with somebody that you respect that much, is necessary when you're competing for a world championship. As here goes Skitty Goat up and riding, Joe.
Over 10 minutes between waves here, and Yago Dora is now setting up a little fin throw. Pulls it back down to the bottom. Quick whip through that section. Nice speedy backhand snap. Goes over the roof on the next one. So tagging the points.
Wow.
Hitting his targets. Stays on his feet. And that'll go into his top two.
I love this wave. I mean, for a wave that was so difficult to surf, the way he was able to project down the line, maintain his speed the entirety of this wave, and good score right here.
Yago Dora now trying to get at least a 3.33 to take the lead here.
Yeah, that was a cool opening turn right there. Blows the tail, brings it back around, and you can see right here, first one really connects well, more vertical, and right there he just continues that momentum and pace down the line and commits to the end section. Excellent flow. Looks like a cat out there, Joe.
M.McGillivray winding up, big sections, high line carves for the man from Jeffreys Bay, pushing off the tail of that CI surfboard, and now this thing's on the move. Matty driving hard off the bottom, attacking it.
How sick.
Rad turn to choose, now beating that section. There's the vert, snap, riding away nice and cool and calm, just like he is on land, just like he is when he's jumping out of planes at 30,000 feet in the sky.
Much bigger wave on the outside, but a lot of clean face right here. Opens up well, those shoulders, he brings them all the way around. Another deep bottom turn. And the flow on this wave was superb. Course right there, just throwing a bit more spray, more intensity off of the bottom turn. And right here, this was a creative maneuver, Joe, and not something you see every day. Maintaining that speed down the line while keeping the rail in the water with a little bit of a grab, and then just re-engages the rails once again for the finishing closeout turn. We talk about quality maneuvers on the outside on a quality wave, Joe. A couple of great carves by the surfer from J Bay, and it seems like he's just really adjusting to every type of conditions, that Punta Roca delivers to him, whether it's barreling in the morning offshore or a little onshore crumble this afternoon.
Such a great stance, such a cool slingshot type wrap with his strength and then combined with his flexibility. Really makes a unique rail line. Really love how different he looks on the face, and then he can respond and change gears. Beautiful right-handers peeling through over the cobblestones. It will be Yago Dora locking in. Deep off the bottom.
Oh.
Nice timing on the opening hack. Swinging into that open face hook. Another nice easy paced wrapping turn. He's got plenty of room ahead of him as it's starting to bowl down the line. He's picking up his pace. He's got an oncoming section. He winds up, big tail throw, but he completely disappears.
Of the heat. You have a dangerous opponent out there who can really get things done. As you can see right here, that is a tight snap in the pocket, Joe. Deep bottom turn once again. And just right here, you're thinking, okay, let this wave stand up, keep those rails working, and it just never stood up again for him, literally up until it hit the rocks. So, bit of disappointment right here for Yago. Try to really force the section, and just maybe a bit too strong right there for how it was at the end, Joe. So, not going to be enough for Yago, but the first two turns were crisp. They were really dynamic, just not enough with that first combination for the kid in red.
Sometimes you see the sections like that, and you're like, you almost would want maybe two different boards on a wave like this at Punta Roca.
True.
Sometimes. Did well to that first hack, especially.
And you can see right here, he was setting up for this thing, knew that it was eventually going to bowl up. Not enough control right there at the end and pushed too hard, but the first two, just sensational, Joe. I mean, we're talking about surfing right at the most critical part of the wave, and those deep bottom turns, especially on the back end. Great stuff by the kid in red.
Out the back, it is McGillivray laying down a wrapping cutback. Starting to drive, big section, lights it up off the lip. Nice control from Matty, and he's going to hop out of there, and he will have a serious jump start.
That means he's going to be way up there right now.
Gosh, he was almost distracted by how amazing this set looked. He's like, am I on the right wave?
Yeah, and a lot of froth on that opening section. It cleans up right here. Thinking to myself, okay, you get the 2-for-1, you fit in a floater right here, but he's settling for just the advancement. And
you know what? We're going to get Griffin Colapinto to come in the booth for the next heat, join us for the call, and talk about nines and shredding this place at Punta Roca. Here comes Matty. How was that fan off the tail of the CI? Nice tight wrapping cutback. Activating the flow state through the wrapping turn. Little redirect down to the bottom and squares up for a classy frontside snap. Let's look at this again.
Well, this was a great opening turn right there. A lot of speed down the line. This second one, though, fully lays it on rail. He's competed tremendously well in this heat, Joe. Looking to make it to at least the semis. It seems like Yago answered back. Important wave here, Joe.
Chasing a 6.5, little blast there. Coming around the corner into the open face. Nice carving work from Yago Dora, and just to mention, Matty's waiting for his last wave as well to factor in. Backhand float, and a little bit behind, so he's going to run out of room, and looks like he might be running out of time as well. Under a minute, he might be calling it a heat. Scores coming in for Yago and Matthew McGillivray. We're celebrating first quarterfinal of the year for Matty, now first semifinal of the season here at stop number 4, and a chance to go all the way and win his first championship tour event.